Will Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness introduce a classic Marvel villain? After the events of WandaVision and Loki, all eyes are on the Sorcerer Supreme as the Marvel Cinematic Universe transforms into the Marvel Cinematic Multiverse. With Wanda Maximoff fully embracing her new position as the Scarlet Witch, and Loki grappling with the aftermath of He Who Remains Death, our old pal Stephen Strange is gonna have his hands full in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness in 2022. And while there's been plenty of speculation about who the big bad of that movie's going to be, with theories ranging from the Elder God Chthon to the demonic nightmare to the interdimensional Lovecraftian terror monster Shuma-Gorath, well, who knows who's actually going to be the big bad? All of them, or none of them could be in this Sam Raimi directed film, only time will tell. But thanks to a brand new rumor, we have clues about yet another terrifying villain that Doctor Strange, Wong, America Chavez, and whomever else they pick up along the way will have to face inside of the Multiverse of Madness. And while these rumors are unconfirmed for the time being, well, if they wind up being true, this video could be considered a spoiler. So if you're worried about that kind of thing, then make like Doctor Strange and meditate on all of this until all of your problems just fade away. Alright, let's get into it, shall we? So this rumor comes courtesy of the folks over at Comic Book Resources, who spotted a fascinating detail on actor for Yennefer Molina's profile on the professional networking site Mandy. Molina's listed there as playing Gargantos 2 in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and that is a name that should ring bells for old school comic book fans and certified Submariner freaks. First appearing in 1969 Submariner number 13, Gargantos is a massive sea monster, a one-eyed squid unleashed on Namor the Submariner by the Lemurian Emperor Naga. Although Namor beat this spooky squid to a pulpo in that issue, it did live on to fight another day, exactly one other day to be precise, in 1989's X-Factor Annual number 4, and a backup story involving Naga, Namor, and the Serpent Crown of Set, but that's a story for another video. Now, on its face, the inclusion of a tentacled terror monster seems perfect for a Sam Raimi film, and exactly the kind of creature one would expect the Doctor Strange gang to encounter inside the Multiverse of Madness. However, with all of that said, this sea monster takes on a greater significance if you ponder its connections to not only the Eternals, but also to Black Panther Wakanda Forever. In the comics, Gargantos is unleashed by Naga, the leader of the Lemurian Empire, an ancient kingdom ruled over by deviants until it was mysteriously destroyed. But this isn't the first connection to Lemuria we've seen teased in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because during the Eternals trailer, we see Sprite looking on as a volcano erupts in the background, and there's another much clearer shot of that self-same volcano erupting later in the trailer too. Now, this is almost definitely a major moment from the comics known as the Great Cataclysm that involved the deviants getting cosmically smacked down by the Celestials. At the time, the deviants lived in a kingdom on a continent called Lemuria, and they were at war with the kingdom of Atlantis, which was significantly more above water than it is today. Now, during that conflict, the second host of Celestials, these all-powerful space gods, they arrived on Earth, and the deviants then fired on their ship for some reason. Now, obviously, these all-powerful beings were pissed, so they destroyed Lemuria and sank Atlantis in the process by using their incredible abilities to open magma vents. But as for the flip side of that coin, Gargantos was then defeated by Namor, the future leader of Lemuria's mortal enemy, Atlantis. And multiple reports indicate the most arrogant man in the Marvel Universe will be joining the Marvel Cinematic Universe in Black Panther Wakanda Forever, where Namor will reportedly be played by Narcos Mexico star Tenoch Huerta. In the comics, Atlantis has a challenging relationship with Wakanda, and by challenging, I mean deeply contentious, because Namor flooded their kingdom using the Phoenix Force, killing countless people, leading to retaliation in kind by Shuri and a secret strike force of Wakandan commandos who invaded Atlantis. And Atlantis as well has been teased in the MCU several times previously. It appeared briefly as a location being monitored by S.H.I.E.L.D. in Iron Man 2, and it was hinted at obliquely as the site of undersea earthquakes in Avengers Endgame. Now, admittedly, all of this is extrapolating quite a bit based on the appearance of a little-known sea monster apparently in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. It's not confirmed yet. But with all of these seemingly disparate forces connecting in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it's fascinating to see and ponder how these narrative threads could tie together, even in the smallest of ways. So fingers crossed that once Doctor Strange and co dunk on Gargantos, it winds up blasting through one of America Chavez's portals and winding up smack dab in the middle of the impending Atlantis-Wakanda conflict in the Black Panther sequel. In the meantime, though, we'll just settle for the premise of Doctor Strange and company battling all manner of monsters, creepy crawlies, and unspeakable nightmares inside the Multiverse of Madness when the Sorcerer Supreme's long-awaited sequel hits theaters on March 25th, 2022. And with the impending arrival of What If, Shang-Chi, Hawkeye, Eternals, and and Spider-Man No Way Home, we'll have no shortage of Marvel Cinematic Universe goodness to analyze, overthink, and break down for you over on Nerdist.com. But in the meantime, folks, tell us, what do you think about this rumor? Who do you think that Doctor Strange will fight in the Multiverse of Madness? And what else do you want to see from this sequel? Let us know in the comments below, and for the latest and greatest in the world of pop culture, stay tuned to Nerdist.com.